When the Cuckoo Calls. Between Yesterday and Tomorrow, a collection of short stories from Val's Sanctuary of Creativity. When I was growing up, our eyes were on the gentian, heralding in the long-awaited spring for us. When we heard the cuckoo call, we knew it was time for gentian and primula veris, or heaven's key. The snow had almost melted even on the north side of our home, and small water streams had formed in the tractor trucks along the hillside. We would pull on our rubber boots and head up the hill around the winding path to the sunny spot where the fields met the woods. The view never disappointed. Already from afar we could spot the yellow and blue blotches. Every year, every spring. As I'm still here, I wonder if they are still there. I marvel at nature's precision timing. The first crocus was in bloom around the 10th of March in New York's Central Park and on Long Island. Now in Maryland, the crocus bloom about a week earlier. Every flower and bush has its moment and order, and nature's rhythm is generally very tenacious and predictable. My mother's garden was her sanctuary, and very seldom was anyone invited into it. Her raised beds looked orderly, and flowers of all sorts filled pots and corners. Along one side she always grew a border of a variety of hostas. A water fountain with a carved wooden trough was in one corner engulfed by a bleeding heart bush. I remember that my mother's pride and joy was always a luscious, well-weeded bunch of chives. One thing is for sure, my mother had a green thumb, but she also paid attention to the cycle of the moon when planting, repotting, or harvesting. As children, we grew up in nature's rhythm, roaming fields and woods to collect from her abundance. Wild strawberries, blueberries, cranberries, raspberries, mushrooms, hazelnuts, all sorts of flowers, and leaves that would heal one or another ailment throughout the year. Everything had its time and place. Everything was rhythmic and reliable. My mother knew all the spots and never missed a time to harvest. Today she is tired and is spending her last days in a senior home during the coronavirus lockdown, and family members cannot visit her. My brother called me the other day. He had once lived a very productive life as a businessman, and stress was part of his life for many years. Now he is sitting at home, reminiscing about the times he sat under the cherry tree with his brother, feeling peaceful. He shared with me that birds he had never seen before come to visit him. Maybe they have always been there, but your focus was elsewhere. My desire for gardening came late in life. I planted a hazelnut bush and daffodils here and there, but I never stayed long enough in one place to witness their flowering or to harvest their fruits. For the past several years, I took on gardening as a hobby. I studied ways to force spring into coming earlier by planting seeds inside. Our latitude planting season begins around Mother's Day. This year I will wait out a time, even though spring is in the air and impatience wants to make a liar of me. Nature is calling us back to remember who we are. In her rhythmic truth, we can find trust that balance can and will be restored. Over the years, I have come to love that Andros and his animals speak. Cuckoo represents the heralding of new fate. Here is a small excerpt from his book. The cuckoo is a bird that can teach us to allow the flow of life and all of its rhythms to unfold easily and gracefully. It teaches how not to suffer in our growth by approaching life slowly and deliberately. Everything unfolds in time, manner, and means most beneficial to us.